Okay, so we are gonna run around early. You know, we should probably put this on Elite. Unless you want to stay 22.
Sure, we can do that.
Okay. So we're gonna do a quick reset here. Because, yeah, my character may or may not be 85 now. I mean, this is a character I'm probably never gonna play, so that's my excuse. Whoops, I kept it on veteran. Wait. Just so it's vaguely more interesting to watch, we're gonna hop up to Elite while we talk. And the game is loaded.
Still drawing breath. He's now looking to the body.
What are you, 85, 75?
85.
Alright.
So we talked about Ceno's Cornucopia mod last time. And this time we're gonna talk a bit about what I was thinking of doing. And I'd like to really know what the thing that I can't do is that you mentioned.
It shall come out in time as soon as I have armor that won't instantly get me killed.
Well, okay then. I just have to do a quick rearranging of my windows here. Okay. If the game pauses like that, that's what I'm doing. I'm sure everyone knows that, where I'll click Grim Dawn and...
Uno momento, por favor.
So, who do you think this Corey the Keeper guy is going to turn out to be?
Oh, he's, if you had backer rewards, he gives you them.
Okay. Oh, because that was another thing that, I was talking about with some people. Was, whether or not they're going to do, what do you call it?
I have no idea what you call it.
I'm distracted by my own purchasing power here. that Crate was gonna do the PoE thing where they sell cosmetics to support the game.
I mean, I guess they could now, but I don't think that's that guy's intention.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no.
Golly.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
I'm finding all these, like, amazing greens. Like, I mean, I don't get drops like that. I know they're boots, but come on. I'm just buying all this stuff, and it's like, oh, there we go. There's a good starter wand for a cheated character. I'm sure I can actually hurt things in Elite difficulty. Oh, yeah. So in looking at, yeah, 612 vitality, I think is more than the default vitality on the Aether Ray. I don't even think I can get.
It should be.
I don't even think I can get to 600 vitality damage with a vitality damage character with Albrecht's Aether Ray. So we're still in Ceno's Cornucopia mod. We're just gonna run around Elite randomly with our totally legitimate characters.
I need resists. The bane of everything ever. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Resistances.
Yeah. It's a fun time.
I just plan on killing everything before it gets near me, so... I mean, that's usually my plan anyways.
Alrighty. I'm a coming. I'm running past all of this carnage. Wait, where are you?
I'm way up here.
Oh,
I'm
there
right
you
here. God damn, you run fast.
Ooh, polished emerald. Blitz.
I should have... Oh, yeah, you're doing that.
Should I take those off? Do you think?
I mean, if you want. You can be stupid, ridiculous, it doesn't matter.
Guys, these are things you can do totally legitimately with the mod.
Totally legitimately. Completely uncheated. Completely not made level 700 briefly. In order to get 700 attribute points and skill points. To have all of the skills. And to have 700 devotion points. Completely legitimately.
I only have 441 devotion points, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Dude, there's an axe in here. Bam.
Whoa, sweet axe, bro. I'll have 2 of them for my dual wielding Aether Ray Arcanus, because... No, I'm just... I should just go back to town and respec in the Vindictive Flame. Just so I can keep up with you. Well, it's fine, because I'll do all the killing.
Or to just turn Vindictive Flame off. And now... Oh, I'm at the regular movement speed cap.
Well, that's more reasonable, at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's this big thing I can't possibly do
Oh, yeah,
while modding?
okay. Your summon greater undead skill.
Uh-huh.
You can do the base skill, I think. You can't do the transmuter
Oh,
you were
okay.
talking about.
So you just... you could have the random undead show up, probably, but you couldn't
Yeah.
change it to be a different set of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't read through this entire document yet, though,
No,
so I
that's-
don't know
that's
if
fine.
there's anything else. Is there any questions in particular, or... Well, I'll let you take it away, because it's your mod.
Well, the first thing I wanted to do was create an area that's, you know, like the Defenders of Cairn, because it's gonna be, you know, a Defenders of Cairn mod. It's gonna be partly community centric, but I wanted to do like a hub area, sort of like a guild hall, where it's sort of more neatly organized than what you get in Grim Dawn generally.
Yeah.
And then it could be connected to, either you could walk directly to it from a bunch of places, or obviously it's going to have its own rift gate.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that's all possible, just a new area in the game that's in the map, or at least...
Yeah, it's totally possible. One thing you mentioned on here, which we, the individuals in the mod community, are still trying to figure out, is how to add a new faction.
Oh, okay. Because that was going to be
So I'm not...
part 2 of it was... And I could maybe just try and work on it, too, is just figure out how to do the Defenders of Cairn as a faction, complete with a bounty table, quests, because I know you can add quests in the game, like bounty table, quests, faction rewards, and so on and so forth. And not screw with the other factions in the game, obviously.
Yeah. So we're not entirely sure if that's possible. We feel like it should be. But we haven't been able to work it out yet.
Okay. So yeah, that was just, and then I put like my 2 faction-oriented items you could buy would be something for all damage or total damage, either one, just because everyone has different builds. And then something that's just a defensive ability boost, because I don't think there's an activated tincture or anything that does defensive ability, and that's another sort of generalist, good for everyone type of thing.
There might be from Devil's Crossing, because don't they have a shield one?
Yeah, they have a shield block one. I don't know if it has defensive ability or not. But yeah, I was just thinking, and even if there is one, I'll change it. If it even happens, of course. So this is what it's like to be on the receiving end of all these meteors.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Actually, it is. I like it. Keep going. Be completely unfazed by it.
Disclaimer: these meteors are perfectly possible, just not to the extent that. Well, you can't have everything that I have, because I have absolutely everything in devotion right now.
Of course. So yeah, and then I wanted to do a set of classes, which is of course possible. And I guess I'll just do little snippets of them. I want to do a necromancer. I think everyone wants to do a necromancer, though. You want to do classes?
Yeah.
Because I think I've seen at least 2, possibly 3 variations on it. And then a paladin. And the point of these 2 is to kind of make them like almost cheerleader classes for the Order and the Chosen.
Yeah.
Because you can technically kind of do that in the game, but I mean, I have one right now that I'm going to do a build video for, but I really would like to have it as like its own class. That's heavily focused on being a necromancer, but still being Order of Death visually. So I'd probably just lift some of the abilities straight from the Order and put them as abilities for the class, like that vitality laser they have.
Right.
Just summoning up undead, various and sundry. It actually hang around. And some other things, like kind of turning you into undead a little bit. Giving you heavy bleed and poison res.
You too can be undead.
You too can be the unliving. And fun stuff like just crap tons of health regen, because you basically have unlife, and that's what you get out of it. And then what was that last thing I had? You have Undead Blight, I think, chasing you around for one of the abilities. Yeah, you like the exclusive skill would end up being like you have Undead Blight following you around, in addition to being like a get out of jail free card for a single death for like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And then the paladin
Should all.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, should mostly be all possible.
Yeah, that's the one I was a little like, ooh, is that even a thing that can happen in this game? Is an instant revive? Oh, it'd be at like % health, and then you get instantly revived.
Yeah.
Okay. % health, and then you get full cured, I should say. But, and then the paladin would be very Kaiman-y, but I'd also throw in some other things like chain lightning and lay on hands. But make it in that special Grim Dawn way where it's like, oh, the lay on hands is actually an attack that just happens to have the AoE heal attached to it. And then there's some other things thrown in there, like getting the Iron Maiden's blade barrier.
Oh.
That blood.
That'd be nice.
That little blood barrier she gets.
Yeah.
I don't know what Xantaran gets, but I'd probably pull a thing in from him.
Make up your mind, where are you going?
I was just gonna ice those guys, and then we can move on.
I'm just gonna meteor shower them.
Yeah, I actually haven't fought Xantaran at all. Even though I have a character now, I could probably go through the Kaiman stuff much more easily with. But I'd probably throw a thing in from him for the Necromancer. And the Alchemist would be like a potion user, obviously. And then sort of use the chemistry items in the game for abilities, I think. I don't know how yet, but that's a rough idea. What I want to have the class do is kind of manipulate that system they put in the game. And then the Dark Knight would be like use your health as a resource. I know I mentioned this before in a previous video, but I'll mention it again. Health as a resource, and some various and sundry other dark magic things. Well, generally being frontlining. And then The big one that I want to do for the community is actually put it to a vote as it develops. The Defender. And that would be posting like a weekly thing where it's, hey guys, pick the damages. Hey guys, pick the style. Hey guys, just basically pick all of the elements of this class. In weekly polls in the Steam group. And,
That'd be very cool.
And see what kind of monster gets made out of it.
I know, I was gonna say, you just wind up with this bizarre amalgamation of skills and damages.
That's what I'm hoping. Like, I would really love to see, like, I wonder what Bleed Aether would be, or... like, what's something you never see? Like... Oh, there's a spider.
Bleed Aether?
Bleed Aether. There's a spider on my desk. Go away.
Hey, speaking of spider, we made the spider constellation really good.
Oh, let me see. I love that constellation before. So it is right there.
We just kind of buffed everything up a little.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite constellations, 'cause both in flavor and in I guess just in flavor and in shape, I guess, because it's got like the one, and then you can just pick and choose what you want out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to do a community-built class as part of this pack.
You wanted 5 masteries, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there'd obviously be room for more if more come along. But 5 is plenty of work for now.
Because Crate said they removed the 9 mastery restriction, but in fact they didn't. So you can only have up to 9.
Oh, okay.
FYI.
So, one of those is getting a cut. Which one will it be? Yeah, that's pretty much all the basics. I'm gonna probably link the document in the comments or in the description. I'm gonna do that with your mod in the previous video as well, so people can go and find it.
There's a rock inside of a rock over here.
Wait, I have to see this. I'm coming. I'm coming.
I already got it, but
was it like a marked rock and then a marked rock?
Well, no, it was this marked rock where I'm standing inside of the big boulder.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you were saying?
Oh no, I'm gonna link your mod in. Go the other way, spider. I'm gonna. Sorry for blowing near the microphone. I don't kill spiders. I tend to just scare them away because they're useful. Yeah, I'm gonna link your mod in the comments of the previous video, just so you know.
I very much appreciate it.
And I'll probably link my document proposal, which will be updated over time as the ideas come out of my insane brain.
I'm getting so many messages right now, but they can be ignored for now. It's a lovely thing about mod development. You get to do it on your own time because no one's paying you.
Hey, it could lead to a job, though, if you do it well enough.
That'd be nice, I think.
Oh, hello, traveler.
Whoops. Blacksmith, I'll find Ingram.
Neom.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I should have put points in Vindictive Flame.
That skill's not ready. Move along now, stranger.
Yeah, I have individual abilities I'd like to do, but some of them are probably going to not be what they are in that document. It should be obvious enough that it's work in progress.
Yeah. I've been so consumed with this overhaul balance mod that I haven't actually worked on my own masteries yet, which is a bit of a shame.
So, do you have any ideas for your masteries? I know you had the Riftwalker.
Yeah, something like that. I forget what he was told to. Yeah, I had 5 once upon a time. I remember a couple of them. I really want to do something like a gladiator or something that's all about being hit, and not just retaliation, but like on hit procs and stuff. And I also want to do some sort of a, I don't know how to explain it. There's like an ice wall skill inside of the Arcanist game files, but I don't know if it works. And I want to try to get it to work, and then put it to use in a mastery somehow.
Well, you know,
just like wall off enemies and stuff.
Like, I think the 3 most requested, or at least most, like, not requested, but talked about masteries would be a cold user, a ranger, and a necromancer.
Yeah.
And I don't mean cold user the way the Nightblade does it. I mean, like, oh, I'm gonna die. I didn't die. Look at that. I mean, like, a cold caster type.
How do you only have 4,000 health?
I have shit armor on.
Well, wait, what's your mastery investment? Because one thing about this mod, which I don't think we talked about, we gave more health to each mastery point that you invest.
Oh, okay. I went 31 on Demolitionist, Max out Arcanist.
That should get you somewhere around 600 more health than you would have normally.
Okay. That feels about right. I think 3,000 would be about where a character with this is at.
Yeah.
Having just played a Warlock. From the early access days was when his character was made. He didn't have a lot of health. Yeah, that was fun to deal with.
Warning, meteor shower.
Oh, there we go. Man, my throat is all gunky right now.
Have some water.
I did.
I opened a portal on your grave.
Not to get too into detail about my throat being gunky. Oh, well, I'm in town. So I'm not hobbling along at this brisk walking pace of a very old person. I'm gonna do some vindictive flaming.
Let me clear your mind of regrets.
Yeah, so a cryomancer type has been on a lot of people's list.
And I've certainly been thinking about it, I can assure you of that. I don't fully know, like, yeah, I have the ice wall skill, but I don't have the other 29 skills of a mastery.
Well, you start with an ice missile and move from there.
Oh, what does an ice missile do? Oh, it splinters. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We have
You do
Panetti's.
it's slow. No, first you start with a slow, then chance to freeze,
Yeah.
and then that's your first part. It doesn't do an AoE at all. It doesn't do anything but hit. The chance to slow, chance to freeze, and then you make its first modifier. You know, an ice explosion, and you're way ahead of me, aren't you?
Little bit. I opened another portal.
And then I mean, you start. Then you give it like its little ice explosion, and then you do that thing with the that like who has it? I think Rolderothis has it, where it's like that AoE ice ball thing.
Oh yeah, that.
You make that the third ability. There, you got your first ability.
One thing
Wait.
I kind of want to do. Have you played Titan Quest? I keep forgetting who's played what.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Okay, I'm one of the few people who got into Grim Dawn, like really got into Grim Dawn, having never played Titan Quest and still having not played Titan Quest.
There's more of you than you would think. Okay, Titan Quest had an ability for the Earth Mastery, which basically immobilized you. It was essentially Blade Barrier, except it was kind of fire themed. I would want to do an ice version that like slowed and maybe also froze nearby enemies and stuff.
I don't think I've ever been excited to pick up a Spirit Weaver circlet before. But there it is.
Now you too can have energy regen.
So yeah, go on about the ability.
It's essentially Blade Barrier. Freezes you or immobilizes you, heals you, then retaliation that enemies hit you. But I would want to spice that up a bit to not be Blade Barrier.
Right.
But that was actually something I felt they could have done with Blast Shield.
Yeah.
Back in the days of Blast Shield not being amazing.
Yeah, now it's actually not bad. If you can get to it.
Yeah.
And put points in it. Oh, that was a lag spike. I'm gonna go to the hill.
Alright.
It's always fun to go to.
And I think I may call it quits after that, because I have bug fixes to make that I've noticed for this video.
So yeah, what do you think, since we're pretty much done talking about modding, unless you had more ideas, or wanted to share more?
Not particularly.
Okay. So, patch 1.0.0.4.
I really can't wait, even though I know it's going to screw up my mod, and I'll have to redo a lot of stuff. I can't wait for the new quest.
Not only the new quest / dungeon, MIs are getting buffed.
Yeah, we get better MIs, and we get the MI pants.
The MI pants. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing a lot of monster and frequent hunting, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Because I want to get, like, I was like, oh, I could get a Rolderoth's tome for this guy, and it'd be awesome if it got the right things. And I stopped and I was like, I shouldn't do that right now. It would be a waste of time.
Yeah, one thing this mod wants to do isn't so much tweak drop rates, because hopefully Trait will do that on their own, but we want to give every monster in frequent either a proc or a granted skill to make them that much more kind of legendary. So that'll happen eventually. Yay, more fire effects.
I feel so left out now. I'm not my usual self. Whoa, I just got shot with like 8 lightning balls at once. Oh man.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Wait, I should go back because I think that was the exalted chest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I got runic bracers.
Nice, I got a legendary headpiece.
Yeah, bite me. I see that. It's the Maw of Despair blueprint.
Yeah. I really like that item, to be honest. I like the art, and I like the stats on it.
I do too. I just need to figure out a character I could put it on.
It used to be really good on Battle Mage before Battle Mage got nerfed, because physical and Mivens.
That's not that huge of a nerf, though.
It feels it, because it's a multiplicative nerf, and what are all of these heroes?
I died to Reflect.
Oh, I'm gonna die to something.
Can you pop a portal?
Yeah, it's up. Right next
Thank
to your
you.
grave. Right on top of a poison bomb.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, really looking forward to the new quest / dungeon and the MIs, most of all. I think the MI is actually more than the new content. Because that just means more build potential.
Yeah.
And more build diversity within the builds.
Which means another 1,000 hours to play the game.
Which means, like, I'll be playing the game more rather than taking a break from it for an extended period of time again.
Yeah.
Which is why it's been a month between us recording these 2 sessions.
How's you've been playing Monster Hunter, right? How is that?
The new version comes out in
I thought it was already out.
July. No, we're definitely playing that on the channel a lot. Me and my friend Cavo, and then
You following me?
yeah,
Or- Yep, you're following me.
I'm holding the click on you. And then we're gonna pull in Riley Hatch from the guild. He wants to play the game and learn how to play it. And of course, I extended the invitation to you because that would make 4, and that's the hunting party size. If you got time for it.
Time is less the concern. It's more buying the required materials.
Right. Buying a 3DS and then the game itself.
Yeah.
Well, luckily 3DS
Maybe if I
games are
get some
cheap.
really good donations from making the mod.
Oh, okay. I mean, I could help you too. I could help you get the 3DS if you really, really wanted it.
I sincerely appreciate it, but that's like such a huge investment.
And if it makes you feel any better, I had to pay $600 for mine, so there's
Ooh.
that. Because I needed it, because I had to record off it, and that's how much the mod costs.
Huh.
The good thing though is I ordered it from Japan, and it came 3 days later, and I was like, man, that's efficient. That was like the biggest surprise of all, was getting it 3 days later for the minimal amount of shipping.
Huh. That's not bad.
Yeah. Was there anything you wanted to know about Monster Hunter?
No, I've played Monster Hunter in the past. I'm not very good at it. So maybe I should be asking some questions.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, Monster Hunter 4U is obviously out right now. It's been out for, ever. It's been out for, I think, a year, maybe more. So there is the old version of the game, but yeah, the new version comes out in July. I think on the 19th, 15th or 19th. I can't remember exactly.
one of those numbers.
Yeah.
Just tossing my double canister bombs out into the valley. We should add like 1 damage to flashbang.
That would be really nice. Flashbang, and you should do it with Devouring Storm as well.
Or maybe like 0.5% of weapon damage.
Yeah. Just so they can break things.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Devouring Storm. That's the most annoying thing about that ability. So I think that just about covers my modding plans and your actual mod, and some other discussions. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a bright future.
Yep. My kudos to you, Ceno, on cool
Thank you.
stuff in your mod.
Thank you. And thank you for letting us try out the mod on your channel.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. And show off all this stupid crap.
And show off broken, cheated characters. I mean, totally legitimate, not cheated characters at all. 100% actually level 285 without cheating.
In only a couple hours, you too can do this with a mod.